have a trip switch. So if there's a surge or whatever, it puts your DB board off. So your house doesn't go up in flames. Ours never had it. They go up into the ceiling. They like, yeah, none of the cables had insulation around them. So it turns out we've just been living like in a house that could have gone up in flames. And we're like, this is great. No problem here.
Small problems in the big scheme of things. Goodness gracious.
Yeah.
Especially with all that tech, right?
But it's all fixed now. Everything is fixed. Everything is good.
Oh, nice. Well, on that beautiful topic of your house electricity being fixed, welcome everybody to episode 5 of the NAG Podcast, what we like to call internally as our public meeting space.
Yeah.
So please do comment and drop any questions or comments if you have, and we'd like to chat to them throughout the show. How have you guys been? How's our office going without me in South Africa at the moment? Is it still standing? I believe it's flooding, actually.
It flooded.
Guys, let me just say, when you hear the word flooded, you'll think maybe there was a hole in the roof and a few little drops got in. No. It was like people forgot the taps on and it was coming through the walls.
Yep.
And just, yeah, a nightmare. It actually flooded. It turned the office into a swimming pool.
Yeah, I've seen horror stories about other parts of Joburg. It's crazy. Bridges, washed away, kind of thing. But as gamers, it doesn't really affect us, right? We're inside. As long as the fiber's connection is working.
If the water came inside, of course it affects us. That's the worst part. We think we're safe, and then all of a sudden, through the walls, the outside
I
comes
must say,
in.
I'm a firm believer of humans evolved. So we started out as having to live outdoors, and then slowly through the years, we've evolved to being inside people. So I have no time for the outside coming into my inside. That is my sacred space. I've evolved into that space. Outside must stay there. It mustn't come in. No, thank you.
So no nature, only nurture. Is that what you're saying?
Yes, 100%.
Nurture.
That is why I don't believe in camping.
Nurture.
I think camping is spitting on my ancestors to go back into the outdoors.
Wow.
Yeah, look, these are trying times. I mean, we also need to be kind of realistic, right? If the next solar flare hits us and all our technology goes down, we're going to have to touch some grass.
Board games.
And maybe eat some as well.
Board games. That's why I'm stockpiling. You are all welcome to come over. Board games.
So look,
Then
that's
we're
going to be a
gonna
very
have
far track.
Yeah, what about all the new games that run on apps?
Yeah.
Board
Gonna have to go
games.
old school.
Yes, you're going to
checkers.
have to make them up.
No, we'll just go back to good old imaginary D&D so we can imagine all these things happening. So guys, our big topic for the day is mobile gaming. Now, I know we have an office full of gamers with varying levels of enthusiasm for mobile gaming. Some even outright denouncing it as a gaming type. Ariel.
Okay,
Won't
wait.
talk much about. But before we get into that, I'm going to give you a chance to speak now. If anybody has any comments, do you play mobile games? Let us know what mobile games you play. What do you think of mobile gaming? Ariel, over to you.
I think I should just say here, as much as I go on about mobile games, I don't inherently actually hate mobile games or not see it as being a valuable part of the gaming ecosystem. It's just that I have an exceptionally addictive personality. I do. And Larry has the same personality. That is why we don't do things in moderation. A couple of years ago, we got into comic books. I'm sitting on over 10,000 comic books. It became a problem. We liked board games. Everybody knows my board game problem. It became a problem. We enjoy PC gaming. Everybody has heard the tales of my Steam library. It is a problem. So I think that's my biggest issue actually with mobile gaming, is the fact that if I put a game on my phone, that is going to consume me at times that are not appropriate to be playing games. So at the moment, with my handheld Steam Deck, I won't take my Steam Deck to family dinner and sit at the table playing a game on my Steam Deck because it doesn't fit in there for me. But I do always have my cell phone on me. So I know for a fact that if I get a game, I am going to be addicted to that game, which means family dinner, I'm going to sit at the table, I'm going to be playing my game. At a funeral, I'm going to be playing my game. It's just I don't have healthy boundaries. So my boundary is just
Sounds like it.
no mobile games. It doesn't exist. It's not on my radar. For mobile games, and I don't even want to look into them. I don't even go on the App Store to see what is available because I know I can't handle it. Like, it is not for me.
Yeah, that sounds very much like a you thing, Ariel.
Yes.
How do I kick her from the room? Where's the...
It sounds
Look,
like
I mean-
she's speaking from experience as well. Like she's been at family
100%.
dinner and her
Larry
mom
and
was
I,
like,
in the beginning of our relationship, we started playing mobile games together, and it was almost the end of our relationship. Like, we were not talking to each other, we weren't doing anything. Every spare moment we had, we were just staring at our phones, mobile gaming, and it became problematic.
Yeah, look, I can totally see that. But yeah, I think maybe learn self-restraint. No, I'm just kidding. Cody, what do you? Where do you sit on the whole mobile game? Because I
I'm
feel
like,
you're gonna touch on her.
I keep
her
flip
points.
flopping. I mean, not really. I don't mind. I'm controlled enough to know when is an appropriate time to be on my phone and when is not an appropriate time to be on my phone. But sometimes I'll find a game. Sometimes I found a game and then it will be like addictive and then you play it for a while. But I get bored of them very quickly and I can't pull myself to spend money on it. And then the ads annoy me and then everything
Yeah.
else. So then I remove it. And then, so the longest running game I've had on my phone is Wordle. And now I just started playing chess again. That's as far as it goes.
I actually downloaded a chess game today. Actually, now that you mention, I just want to get the name before I forget. It's quite a cool name. Really Bad Chess, and it looks like
Really
such a cool.
bad chess.
It's a very straightforward chess game, but yeah, just the other day I played chess in one of the local pubs here in the UK, and I was like hooked again on the. I used to love chess as a kid, but all of a sudden I was just I need to get back into the strategy of it, and I was explaining to the kids what all the pieces do, and they were just freaking going like all over the place, like Marvel Rivals chess where you can jump 70 blocks, and it was actually quite a fun version. But I think you also just get back to another point that you made just now. The problem with mobile games, and if I look at kids playing mobile games now, there's a lot of crap out there and stuff that is injected full of ads that it's like playable ads. So if you're a kid, you kind of play this thing, accidentally install it, or you install it because you think it's fun. And there's this vicious cycle of really terrible mobile games.
Shovelware, essentially.
Shovelware, yeah. And that is really bringing the industry, kind of the mobile gaming industry down quite a lot, because everybody looks at it and say, oh, I don't want ads in my mobile games. But if that's the case, I think you need to, relook what mobile games you're playing. Especially if you consider the Android, the Game Pass, what is it called? How do I forget this now? The Play Store Game Pass, which is essentially, it's got all these games. You pay 40 Rand a month and you get access to all these paid for titles. And that's usually the ones I pick for review as
It's like
because these
Apple
are
Arcade.
solid. Exactly the same thing.
Yeah.
And if you're willing to do that and invest 40 Rand or 50 Rand a month just to kind of see what's out there, you'll start finding really solid games. Even better is a lot of those really solid mobile games are ports of older PC games or console games, and there are so many out there that play really well on mobile. But yeah, the first big issue is advertising, which is horrendous, and that does cause a lot of problems, I think, for people who want to take it on.
Yeah.
Now, in terms of mobile, sorry, go for Cody.
I was gonna say, there's so many. We also have so many avenues to play games on. I kind of just have to. I can't play games on all of them. You know? We've got Steam Decks, or I've got a Claw, I've got a PC, we've got a PlayStation. There's board games. There's so many things.
But
kind of
that
have to pick
ties
one
into
or
that
two.
addiction thing of mine. Like, I can't have gaming is already everywhere in my life. It can't be in the small pockets of family time and things like that that I have that's supposed to be game free in a way.
Look, I think also, I mean, a big thing that we haven't spoken about really is the kind of the separation of technologies available to you, right? You guys, I mean, we generally have really good PCs and consoles that we can play. The mobile gaming side, the Steam Deck and the ROG Ally and the Ace, the MSI Claw. These obviously are superior technologies. So for you, I would also imagine, or for most people, that if you have these, mobile gaming isn't a thing because you don't have the need. Well, you don't have the need to play on another platform, and obviously the smaller screen. Just why would I if I can have a better experience on another device? So I see mobile gaming fitting in two sides here. A lot of people don't have any of these technologies, but they have a smartphone. Smartphones are so ubiquitous now. You can have an entry-level smartphone and still play really good mobile games, even if it's basic. Like a Balatro doesn't require much processing power unless you hit those multipliers. Then your phone might crash. Actually, I think. But for a lot of South Africans too, as a smartphone, if you only have a smartphone as a technology device, you can unlock a world of gaming that would make you want to get a console or a PC or a notebook, gaming notebook, to take that hobby further. So I see it as a nice transition for especially for kids now. Don't necessarily. We grew up with the Famicons and Sega and Nintendo because we didn't have any other consoles at home. Now kids grow up with this beautiful device in their hands. If they can play the right type of games on there, all of a sudden it could unlock that passion. Minecraft, for example, that's massive on mobile, simply because it's the same game experience as you get on PC or console.
Yeah.
But it is so immersive. I mean, if I'm looking at the girls here, they're building massive structures and cities and environments, the same as the other Minecraft players would do. But, they can play with each other in a closed environment where you don't have any external people or nefarious people trying to get into kind of this isolated room. So there's a lot of cool things, benefits off the back of that for kind of entry-level users.
For sure. Gateway gaming.
Gateway. Don't frame it like that. It's going to sound so wrong. I did come
No,
across
I do get that point, and I do agree. It's just a slight counterpoint there is if we look at the price of smartphones today, I'm not sure. I mean, Larry has two small nieces, and I'm not sure if I would buy them a smartphone or if I would buy them a Switch Lite or a Steam Deck or a Claw, which in my mind gives them access to gaming in a way safer environment than something like a smartphone necessarily.
No, spot on. Two counterpoints from my side, there would be cost. A lot of families won't be able to afford or don't want to spend additional money on a separate device. And also, if you think about what does a cell phone mean for a lot of these families in the first place, right? It's either a hand-me-down to the kids so that they could, WhatsApp mom and dad and, keep up to date with, or in the Apple environment, that, on the family, you can kind of see where everybody is, you can chat pretty securely with each other. So off the back of that idea, then the secondary gaming. But I do agree with you. I mean, like I said, we grew up with the ability to have home consoles that weren't necessarily the most expensive thing out there, like PS5 prices. But that is what we had. And I think we lost that largely. There isn't really any other cheap gaming platform that kids really want to play on because they want to play these titles like, Minecraft and Fortnite that all their friends are playing on consoles. So it is a bit of both, and depending on your economic or where you are financially, I do think for a lot of families, they probably buy a notebook first so that the kids can use it for school and studies. Then off the back of that, there's some gaming angle. I mean, imagine if we grew up...
Dual-purpose device.
Yeah, dual-purpose device. But you're right, Ariel. I mean, a purpose-built Switch or Claw, that makes so much more sense. I do think we'll see a lot more of that in younger people's hands as these devices start getting a bit older, right? So as people upgrade, they sell their old ones, the second-hand market becoming a bit more affordable for a lot of people, or mom and dad upgrading to a new Switch or a new Claw and then handing off. So I think it's going to take a while to see that really coming into kids' hands in any massive way. But having said that, I know a lot of kids who do have proper handheld gaming devices. So yeah, I think we're seeing a bit of both happening in the real world. I wanted to share some stats on that. I pulled up some statistics about mobile gaming. And this is from last year, from a website called pocketgamer.biz. Globally, 79% of gamers play on their phones, with 35% exclusively gaming on mobile devices. In comparison, 43% play on PCs and 41% play on consoles. So that's pretty even split if you look at 35 versus 43 and 41. And that's obviously globally, where a lot of countries are more affluent, and the ability to have PCs and consoles in home is probably more prevalent. In South African terms, this was quite interesting, I thought. Where is this now? Where did I find it? Oh, there we go. South Africa is home to about 26.5 million gamers. That's the same gamerindustry.biz survey. The survey also indicated that 72% of internet-connected South Africans play games across their devices at least once a month. Now, I think there would be an asterisk here that we can probably subdivide mobile gaming into the mobile gaming we're talking about, like actual proper games, with some graphics and a storyline, or, chess or Blatro style thing. But then also we have other types of games that really doesn't mean anything, on a bigger scale of things. These are just, people doing a Candy Crush or, those type of silly games.
How dare you say Candy Crush is not a real game?
I love it.
Even the mobile
gamer, even the mobile gamer is a bit of a mobile game snob. I love it. That makes me happy. Ugh, not
honestly, I thought you were going to bring up the whole gambling thing. I was like, okay, yeah, gambling.
I was also ready for that.
And then
no
you
Candy
Crush.
You did cut me off before I got to it, but yes, gambling obviously is also counted in that. But that would largely affect adults, not really kids won't necessarily have. I mean, they will, but they won't necessarily have access to that.
Yeah, we hope.
A significant majority of South African gamers, at 85%, engage in mobile gaming, while 15% play on consoles and PCs. So that makes a lot of sense if we look at more people in South Africa with cell phones than access to actual gaming devices. So I think our analysis just off the bat has been pretty spot on in terms of where we see this. But I fell in love with mobile gaming a couple of years ago. I had a PC that could play games. It wasn't the hardware that made me fall in love with it. It was really strong first-person shooters like Call of Duty Warzone Mobile and PUBG Mobile. And if you look at PUBG Mobile in specific, the local community is massive. They're daily scrims, there are weekly competitions, and these communities generally don't really touch the broader zeitgeist of gaming. They really very much just do their thing. If you can fall into one of those communities, you will never be bored, and you'll meet amazing people, and there's a lot of fun going on there. And those games are
like the
very
Pokemon
solid.
Go community as well here is huge.
Yeah. I just reinstalled Pokemon Go to catch some Pokemon here in the UK. And it's so much fun. It really is. I forgot how much fun it is to walk around, especially if you can get the kids. Oh no, especially if you can get the kids out of the
house. Speaking of kids,
guys.
Speaking of kids, how's it, Len? How are you doing?
Hey, fine, and you?
Good. I'm surprised you managed to get us on your screen and the microphone working, and you're in front of your sim rig.
Oh, yeah. Hang on.
Don't act surprised. We're a technology company. Just roll with it.
Let me do that. Is that better?
Nice. Well, now we're not saying anything. So, Len, thank you for joining us. This was very much. You wanted to show. Yeah, there we go. You wanted to show off some really cool new hardware we've got now. Len is obviously the sim racing fanatic. And even though I'm trying to get him to play mobile games on his sim rig, we're going to have to get used to this massive, multi-thousand rand setup you've got there.
Yeah, man, I was so excited. I'm so sorry, man. I know that you guys have been talking about mobile puke games, so I wasn't really
Where's the kick button
listening.
again?
But I've been fiddling with this rig, man, and because I went and got this. I've even taken this plastic off. Check here. There we go. take the plastic.
So,
Anyway,
so
so
tell us, what have you got there? What have you got there?
Man, I got this truck wheel. I went to. Oh, hang on. There's a story. I went to EG Evolved
Of course there
Racing
is.
Rigs, and because I was like, hey, wouldn't it be cool to teach youngsters how to drive a car without, having to go fast around a track? Like, so I don't know. I just thought it'd be cool. Why is it always about racing? And then started getting a little bit more involved in truck simulator games. And I know it's been out a long time. There's the Euro truck and the American truck. And I thought, well, I've got this wheel, which is the R3, what was from the R3 bundle. I'll say
What brand is
was.
that?
Moser. Yeah, I say was because there's a story to that as well. Anyway, so
Yeah, we don't have time for that. Let's down focus. Let's down point.
so I got this truck wheel. Okay, I mean it looks like a
massive.
proper car.
But it should be mounted like this, though, like flat in front of you, like so you can.
Yes, I know. I must get like
work like that.
I think so.
Well, I would like to see Len
I think it's more-
racing like that.
Geez, like I did the first training thing to just get in the truck and start it. I mean, the mirrors, and I felt like I was going for like my driver's license, because if I don't set the mirrors right or whatever, it's like a thing. And then you've got to first put the electronics and then start. It's a thing. I've done maybe an hour, and I've literally moved the truck 10 meters forward and come to a stop. Anyway, so I got this wheel, and I'm like, oh, this is really cool. And then I'm like, oh, yeah, I like this R3, but this wheel is so big. The R3 motor direct drive is a bit. It's awesome. I mean, I do love the R3 because it's great value for money as a direct drive wheel. And then while speaking to the guys at Old Andres at EG Evolved, I saw the R5 bundle, and I thought, oh, okay, cool. It's not too hectic. It's like 12,000 Rand. I thought, okay, cool. I'm just going to do it. And then I saw this wheel.
Guys, this
So
is
team-
why none of us are getting raises.
I was
Look
about to
at
say, no
where our
Christmas
raises are
bonuses this year.
sitting. I love how we all have the same mindset. Okay, yes, Len, show us your treasures.
Are you guys? I'm not looking at. I don't have you on screen, so I don't know if you've fallen asleep already. But okay, how cool is this? Hey George, how cool is this? This is a digital display that, as you turn the wheel, it stays upright. So it's like a
Ooh.
spinner. It's like a Rolls-Royce
Oh, that's
badge.
very cool. Oh, so it stays center. Yeah, that's nice. Upright.
And as soon as he said that, I'm like, okay, yes, I'll take that. It's only 12,500 Rand. It's fine. Don't tell Lisa. Don't tell my wife. Hope Lisa's not
Messaging her
watching.
right now.
This is on Facebook. She's gonna see it later.
So, yeah. But so I just cut this open, and I thought, how cool it'll be to do like an unboxing. And then I thought, no, I don't have time to do that. Well, you don't have time. I'm gonna waste your time. But I wanted to show you this shifter. Sorry, my Bobby. So you get a bit scared. So this sequential shifter and the handbrake that I put on, I literally just got it now. So I'm like a kid
You
in a
can't
candy
get
store.
Like a kid in a
into
candy store.
trucks right now. That is ridiculous.
He's got
And
a
check
shift in
this,
his handbrake and his truck wheel. He's going
He's going to
drifting.
become
He's gonna
a
be the
plane
Ken
person
Block
after
of
this.
trucks. Oh, wait,
Ken
I want
Block
to see
of
him
trucks.
drift. I want to see the
And it-
drifting.
And then I saw there's this brake kit, performance kit. Basically, when you press the brake, not the clutch, push now. When you press the brake, when you buy the standard wheelbase or standard clutch kit, brake kit, whatever, the pedal system, it's just a normal pedal. So you push it as like just a lever with a little springy. It's like like one of those, like the same that you find in a peg kind of vibe. And then you buy these springs, these performance kits, and the different colors determine the strength of this. Have you guys fallen asleep?
No,
No,
that-
I'm telling Reach to pin a comment because there's a great comment
lost-
right now in the chat.
yeah.
Let me check it
So,
out. Well,
so I'm
The
gonna.
chat says, all revenue numbers for mobile games and normal games pale in comparison to Len's racing peripheral spending. And I feel that into my soul.
So ironic, we were just talking about how mobile gamers can't afford gaming hardware, and then this guy rocks up.
Should I open it?
Well, first,
Let me
what's the price of what is the price of these things individually? I mean, we're talking about 12 grand. What is that? What is that steering wheel going for? Like 8?
Will my wife find out? Probably.
No.
We're way past that.
So
Way
this is
past
about
that.
so this is about 7 grand.
That's
Just
a
the
lot of
wheel?
money, yeah. Wow.
Yes. But it's got all these buttons.
And it's big. It's very
Look,
big.
That's big.
Are we going to get full reviews of all these things then? Because it's not just toys, right? I mean, otherwise we need to send them back.
He who dies with the most toys wins.
No, I think
I'm
you're playing the
winning.
wrong game. You're playing the wrong game.
But and then I just literally cut this open, this very cheap vision wheel, and I opened it up, and I saw this, and I'm like, oh, I've got to show you, Oaks. Like, I swear to God, I haven't opened this. I got to show you.
Okay, show us. You got 30 seconds before the auto cuts you from the stream.
So
we must do it like for Oscars. Start playing the music.
Ooh, that's such a
Did
good
you watch the
idea.
Oscars? The Oak was like, I know how this goes. I can talk longer. And he had the longest speech in history. Oh, wow.
Oh, that's
Oh my
pretty
God.
nice.
Ooh, that's pretty. That is
Okay.
pretty. Not
Hold it a little
gonna
bit closer
lie.
to the camera. Let's see some close-up action of those buttons. Yeah, that's nice.
But I mean, check even the back, the shifters, the pedals.
Look, guys, as managing editor, I am making an executive decision here. I think each one of us should have it for a month to be able to really experience what you experience. I'm talking about the entire rig. So Len will drop it off at everybody's house 1 month. And we
The
can
rig.
the whole thing, including that.
You know how heavy this thing is?
Well, thanks
then-
your gym for the year.
If you can afford 12,000 rand steering wheels, you can afford a moving company to move it for us.
Don't
You
say
know
it
how
so
hard
loud.
it is for all of us to be as awesome as we are every single day, and yet we do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't make me feel guilty now. I'm like excited. I wanted to share this moment with you.
Plug it in.
Oh wait, there was a rubber thing here.
All right. Len, thank you very much for your contribution and making us all vomit in our mouth with the amount of money that sim racing hardware costs, because, geez, like that's
Just
a full-on
interesting
computer
trivia.
then.
I sent my car for its major service like 2 days ago. And the cost for its major service was like less than the truck sim wheel. Just saying. For my actual real car. And that was hard to stomach, not gonna lie.
Yes, but I think I have more fun with this.
Oh, for sure.
But Bamflavsky actually makes, I might miss the context of what he's saying here, but I do think we should buy these on Temu. We'll get a much better discount on them, Len.
Why are you bringing Timu into this? Buy this
'Cause I
from
think-
EG Evolve.
Because
These are the
we're
right.
jealous. We could
That's what it
afford the
is.
Temu version.
Sure. I tell you, I'm so excited. Like I haven't even plugged this all in yet. So I'm sorry, but I just like I gotta tell you, I've got to show you. So I interrupted the stream. I'm sorry. You shouldn't send me links to your.
Link was for
Post
you
the links
to,
on the group.
the link was for you to view it, Len, not jump in and take over the whole stream. But thank you. So,
Sorry.
Len, now that you've kind of set the benchmark here, we're going to have to get a check-in from you next week. I want to see a full truck simming game on your screen, and then you need to be able to reverse park an 18-wheeler in between two semis.
Drifted in.
No, you're not allowed to. You can't. do that.
Donuts.
What do you
Donuts.
mean? You have the shifter and the handbrake. What's that for if not for drifting?
This is
What
this
Cody
Is,
said.
yeah, I don't know. The minute you try and do something that's illegal on the road in this truck sim, it like fails you straight away.
I said,
Get
it's
your
like
I'll
this.
do it
What
in ready.
mods are
Then we
for.
break the
That is what
rules.
mods are for.
Yeah. No, but I'm gonna play some Assetto Corsa Evo. Oh, here's something else. Just as a matter of interest.
And
really
we
have my-
thought having Oliver was going to be a problem.
Okay, so
I've
these
got
two
my-
wheels look
yeah.
exactly the same, right?
Yep.
No.
So
To our
do.
layman eyes. No, they don't. Look, the buttons at the bottom are different.
And the one is darker.
The one
than
on the
other
left has got a Xbox.
okay, Jesus.
Symbol.
Okay,
one. The one is 5,000 rand more expensive than the other one.
Yeah. For the Xbox button.
so okay, so the Xbox button one. Okay, so this comes from the R3 wheelbase, which is the motor. The R5 is bigger, the R9, and so on and so on. So this is lighter than this. And if you notice, look at the side of it. I don't know if you can see. So it's like,
Thick.
this one has got like a leather, look at the stitching on the inside here. Can you see it?
Yeah, that's
No.
about 3 grand there. Yeah, I can see it.
Oh, yeah, we can.
Anyway, so this one looks like it's molded, and it's definitely cheaper.
Mhm.
Like it's mass market, whereas this is more BMW.
Flasky asks, was one of them bought on Temu?
No, stop being ugly.
I think Bum's got a Temu voucher code for us ready to go, so stay tuned
Yeah,
for that.
he's punting Temu.
Let's do a vote. Let's do a vote between the team here and even people watching. I've got my hand over the remove Len from the stream button. Do you want to hear more? Or shall I just kick him right now?
Shame, let him go race. Don't kick him. He can leave. Give him 5 seconds to leave on his own.
Bum also says drifting is 100% legal with SA road rules, so totally agree with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Len, thank you very much for hopping in. I think on that wonderful
Hey.
note, we're also going to wrap up this podcast now.
Yeah.
But next week, let's check back and see see you actually driving some trucks. I would love to see it with that big wheel.
Yep. On
Yeah.
that small screen.
It is a small screen.
Yeah, let's not go into that. So if anybody wants to know where NAG's profits go, not to the staff.
Don't say it like that. Let me be in my exciting mode. Excitement mode.
Len, have a fun with your. So nobody's going to get hold of Len today. If any business inquiries, you must just direct it to me. Otherwise, you'll have to wait
Yeah.
till tomorrow. Final words, Len.
I can't wait to see this badge like not move, or the rev counter, or whatever.
Perfect. Spot on. Right in the
But-
middle.
Len, we
of the
love you.
sentence.
You laugh like Len being like, just let me be happy. One of my mates, we had dinner with him and he was talking about wanting to upgrade his PC to like the new graphics cards, new everything. But him and his fiance are in the process of trying to buy a house. Then another mutual friend came over and was like, did you hear what happened? And I'm like, no, what happened? And he's like, no. So he was busy playing games on Discord. And friend one was like, oh, dude, guess what? I went to Eve Tech today and bought this whole upgrade kit for my PC. Got a new box, got the new graphics card, motherboard, you name it, he got it. 20 minutes later, he phones. He's like, I'm not going to be able to play. I'm driving to Eve Tech. I'm returning the stuff.
Ooh.
I'm like, lol. Someone found out how much money you spent.
Oops.
Yeah, that's the entire new commitment. Unlike mobile gaming, which is a very entry-level commitment, unless you spend lots of money on microtransactions. Let's have a look at some comments here. As we were talking earlier, before Len rudely interrupted us.
Yay, comments.
Jan says mobile gaming revenue for 2024 was more than double that of PC at 92 billion versus 42 billion. Yeah, that sounds about right. I'm not sure exactly where those stats are from. Maybe it is from the same survey. But yeah, that's crazy. I mean, obviously the incentive for mobile games is quite a lot. It's a lot easier to kind of get people to throw money at a mobile game, because I think your audience also isn't necessarily. They don't necessarily get the value. I guess if you're spending a little bit of money on a mobile game to get more gold to unlock this, it's a different enticement, like we've seen with pay-to-play type of games.
Not just that, it's easier to get small amounts of money out of people. It's like Steam sales.
Exactly.
I I don't see a problem with parting ways with 100 Rand, say now. Because in my mind, that is, if I go and buy myself a packet of chippies and something to drink, it's basically 100 Rand. So I don't feel that pain parting way with that money. But if a game is 900 Rand, I'm like, ooh, I can do something else with that money. And that's the thing of microtransactions. It's easy because it's little bits of money and you're like, oh, it's fine. It's going to make me happy. I'm already invested in this game. Oh, I'll spend it.
Yeah. And it makes you, in a lot of games, I think the way that, especially on the mobile side, they get away with this horrible practice of deceiving you into buying something. When you don't actually need, or you don't need to buy, 5 rands worth of gold to unlock this next level.
Yeah.
Those pop-ups really entice you in a horrible way. So, obviously we all agree, I think, down with that type of practice. If you want to spend money on a game, we certainly will. And we do. I mean, I've bought skins for games that I support and I enjoy it. But the reality is I do it less and less because you realize, a couple of years down the line, that turns into thousands of rands, which that's a scary
Shut
thought.
up, Cody. You'd have to share nothing.
Yeah. Another one from Bumfluffsky. He says, if I had to buy games with cash money, I wouldn't have anything to play.
What are you buying games with? Temu vouchers.
Muhammad says, wrapped up work. 2 of my children watching a movie in my classroom while we wait for the others art at the club. Very interesting. Thank you. No idea what it means.
I think he's talking to someone else in the chat. They're having their own conversation. That's how long Lynn interrupted us for.
But the important thing is Tian, who said we must say that the chat pulls from YouTube because everybody is chatting in the Facebook comments and I don't think they're pulling through. I think it's pulling comments from
It
YouTube
should do from
only.
both. But yeah, that's weird. We'll have to look at that. It should pull from Facebook as well. Let me have a look at that after the show. But yeah, look, I mean, investigate. Nobody got time for that. So yeah, I mean, I'm a big fan of mobile gaming. I see a big future for it, especially with more. I mean, we all have very powerful cell phones these days. Just because a base level cell phone is pretty adequate.
Yeah.
For so many things. But I think it depends on the type of game you're on, what your access is to technology. I think that is a big underlying key to this. Of course, the most fun you'll have is on a console, and I think I've said this often, but we've got access to so many games. Even if you buy an Xbox 360, you can still have a good time with a lot of those games. If you buy a PlayStation 3 at a good price, even an old PlayStation 1, if you can get a really good unit with a bunch of games, you're gonna have fun for years to come still. And I think a lot of people do it for collecting, but not a lot of people look at gaming like that. Simply because you probably want to chase, the newest and greatest titles if to keep up with the Joneses in a way.
Yeah, that's how we have
Talking about new, great, shiny titles, Cody, you've been playing Monster Hunter Wilds.
Oh wow, you segued for me.
And segue way past our 30-minute time deadline. So now we're going to have this conversation.
But talk quick.
Talk quick.
Yeah, it's a very hot topic now because
brand new game.
Optimization is
monsters.
crap, but how good is the gameplay, Cody?
So, I mean, people say optimization is crap, but that comes from a lot of the PC player base.
Yeah.
We have the game on console, so we don't necessarily have that issue. I haven't had any trouble playing the game. It's good fun. I've seen a lot of veterans also complain that the game's too easy, but as someone who hasn't really played a lot of Monster Hunter, I find it nice. Like, this is the first Monster Hunter where I can get in, smash a few monsters in the face, upgrade some armor, and call it a night, and then carry on the next day or something. So I'm quite enjoying the easier monsters, if you want to call it that. But it's a lot of fun. It's good.
How much have you played so far? How many hours have you committed to this game? So, are you still in the early phases or in the later parts of the game?
I'm still quite early in, but I like to run around and explore and see what things I can bash and what things will fight back. So it takes me a long time to get through, but it's good fun. So
nice. No, just the reason I ask is I've seen different comments, with people, the first 10 hours, and then people that's played 50, 60 hours in the game. Just how your perception changes of what it. No, just the game isn't necessarily. It's great in the beginning. It's not so great towards the end part of the game.
But I find that is why I don't think a lot of people realize when they just read game reviews how much work it is to actually review video games, purely based on what you just said. There have been so many games I have played for the purpose of a review where in the beginning I'm like, I am sold, this game is great, and then you get over 5 hours, 10 hours, 15 hours, whatever that may be, and then you're like, what happened? Did they run out of funding? Did they give up on ideas? This goes nowhere. I'm wasting my time. And that's the thing, I think, online as well. A lot of people will play a game and they'll either immediately get a bad perception of a game or a good perception of a game. And then you come out of your review and it differs to that initial perception. And then they're like, you clearly didn't play the game. No, I just played the whole game.
Yeah, I mean, it's a big topic. It's a big topic with people playing, short bits of a game and judge an entire review style opinion on it. And with everybody having access to the internet, everybody can be a game reviewer, but you have to shop around for those opinions.
Yeah,
so Cody, I mean, overall, how do you rate it? Have you played the first game? Have you played the first game as well?
The first one?
Monster Hunter.
There's many games.
There's a lot of Monster Hunter.
The first one.
I've played a couple of the first ones, the first few, but like I said, I had never really get to like end game level on Monster Hunter. For me, a lot of the time, like I said, this one you can fight a monster and it's cool. But in the old one, it takes so long. Like each monster is a grind, and it's not like an Elden Ring boss that changes and gets harder because his pattern changes or he grows into version 2 of himself. It's just a bullet sponge. And some people enjoy that, and that's fine. And if you want to attack the monster over and over for half an hour until it dies, that's good. I mean, that's good for you. I just don't enjoy doing it for so long, so I appreciate that in this one I don't have to spend so long on a monster.
I mean, overall, if you rate it to somebody that's never played any of the Monster Hunter games, should they jump into this? Ariel, you can also jump in here. Should they jump into this game or explore the previous ones? Where do we sit with this?
I mean, if you haven't played any of them before, yeah, why not? The stories don't necessarily continue on too much, and this one is the easiest of the lot so far. So if you're a first timer, go for it. But if you like into the whole lore and getting all the monsters and everything like that, you got to start at the beginning.
Got to catch them all.
Yep.
My opinion is void because Monster Hunter is a sore spot in my life. Years ago, before I was a game reviewer and before I was earning any real sort of money, Larry and I were dating, and I don't
You're
remember
earning money
which
right now?
months.
I thought you guys work for free for us.
I don't remember which Monster Hunter it was, but it was one of the Monster Hunters that were coming out, and Larry was just, he wants it so bad, and was endless. Every conversation revolved around frickin' Monster Hunter. Eventually, I was like, you know what? It's fine, it's worth it, and I pre-ordered it for both of us. And if I tell you that that was all the money I owned, it was all the money I owned, and I think to this day we have never played more than 15 minutes. We got into the game, we booted it up, and we were like, we don't like this. And that was that. And ever since then, I've just got this like sour impression on Monster Hunter. Not because it's bad, but just because I can't get over the fact that I spent every penny I own and we played for 10 minutes and we're like, nope, this is not for us.
Yeah, that's probably the horror stories in the game industry when you invest in something, and I think it's less likely to happen these days just because we have so much access to information and probably cheaper games too, so we can wait a while and get them. But yeah, sorry to hear that, Ariel. We also seem to have
Try this one.
We seem to have a fight over my hat.
You know the
with
thing
Tian
with
saying
that
it'll look
hat,
better on him, and then also before you go, Cody, if it looks good on record, then I think it'll look good on me, says Bum. Nobody's gonna get it, guys. This remains.
That's what I was gonna say. The other thing is that one is also version 1, so that doesn't exist anymore.
And
you can't
this
get it.
is
It's super
also
limited
version
edition.
Let
Let
me
me
show
not
you
show my makeup
what
marks.
makes this one special. It's got the
You saw nothing.
Badger.
special badger.
Tian says he can't wear flat caps, but you can just bend it. You
This
can
one,
do
no,
the
your-
old
the
man
new one
bend.
comes in a round cap. Comes round, doesn't it?
So, but something
I don't know. I just know you can do the old man bend where you like
you
squeeze
can
it and
bend
run
fat
it.
caps. Yeah. Right, guys, the conversation has clearly deteriorated to talking about hats. That means definitely time to call it. As always, thank you to everybody who's watching and tuning in on our little company public meeting called the NAG Podcast. Yes. And if you've not yet done so, please go and grab the latest copy of NAG magazine on shop.nag.co.za. We are working hard on the next issue. And to quote Ariel's words from this morning, the next one is going to be one of the best looking magazines we have ever put together.
Hands down, guys. I was looking at a design today to proof it, and all I wanted to write was, holy shit, this is great. It was so pretty. Like, it was just so pretty. I couldn't even focus on the words because the art was just so pretty. It's so nice.
Yeah, no, Sophidius did a great job, and yeah, that was one of the features that I'm very excited about because yeah, it just looks so good. And it's a nice throwback to some games that we love, but also I'm very excited about the future of those games. But let me not say more about that feature, guys. Thank you so much for your time, Cody and Ariel.
Tian said, did Ariel just call it the old man cap bend? I'm offended. Tian, I'm in a relationship with an old man. He does that cap bend. It is an old man cap bend. I will die on that hill. They all do it. They get it. That's why Larry cannot touch my cap. And I know if he secretly touched one of my caps because he grabs it, he squishes it, and he ruins it for life.
Bloody hell. It's a good thing he's not behind you. Otherwise, I would have thrown something virtually over the back of your shoulder. Cody, last words from you?
Spain.
Okay, cool. Are we all confused now?
You're welcome.
Tian says cheers. I think that's a good way to end the show. Thank you very much, guys. See you next
Bye.
week.
Bye.
Are you just going to close it again and kick us off before
No,
you
I
can say goodbye to us privately?
I actually stopped it. Yeah.